Good morning, students. We are continuing our discussion on chapter 11, Akbar the Great. In our last class, we have discussed about Akbar's administrative policies, and along with that, we have discussed in details about the Mansabdari system. Now, today we will focus on certain policies or reforms done by Akbar, which were for the betterment of the administration and for the betterment of the common people. So, in his military administration, first of all, he continued the system of branding horses and maintaining a descriptive role of soldiers, which were introduced by Alauddin Khalji, but it was followed by the great Akbar. Akbar also maintained a standing army, a huge standing army he had, and that's why he was quite successful to capture certain areas. The cavalry or the horse-ridden soldiers, that branch was very important in Akbar's military administration. The troops were mainly supported or supplied by the Mansabdars. The Mansabdars supported them by giving salaries and other facilities, and these Mansabdars provided the soldiers whenever the king needed. The emperor also maintained a battalion of royal and trusted soldiers so that he could trust and give responsibility of certain major invasions, and he also maintained a corps of royal bodyguard and a large number of war elephants and a well organized artillery. Now let us focus on Akbar's revenue administration. First of all, we need to remember that Akbar's revenue administration was quite similar with Sher Shah's revenue system. The revenue department was under the control of Wazir or Diwan, and the Mansabdars were given the right to collect major revenue. Mughal state was an essential revenue collecting state. That means they focused on collecting revenues. Let us see few coins which were popular during the Akbar's reign. First of all, copper or swastika dam, which was popular during the Akbar's rule in common use, and then it was silver rupee of Akbar, which was popular. You can see on your screen. Now, few basic features of Akbar's revenue system. It was Akbar adopted the basic structure of Sher Shah's revenue system, and with the help of Todarmal, the Rajput finance minister of Akbar, he introduced certain new policies. First important policy, which was also followed by Sher Shah, he measured the lands with a bamboo which was called, the process was called zarib, and the bamboo stick and the attached with iron rod which was called tanab. He measured the land with tanabs. The average produce of the average price over 10 years calculated. That means what was the last 10 years production of the land. Based on that production, the revenue was fixed. It was a very modern policy adopted by Akbar, and the farmers had the freedom to pay in cash or kind. The revenue officers were instructed to treat the peasants. If the crops failed due to the drought or flood, the state of remission of revenue was applied. That means during that year of natural massacre, peasants didn't pay any revenue. They had that freedom. Loans could be paid back in easy installments, and peasants could buy seeds, cattle and other implements for their better adaptation. So these are the basic features of Akbar's revenue administration. Let us discuss in detail. First, military reforms. I already said he followed the practice of Dag and Chehra and also evolved a centralized military structure. The emperor maintained a standing army. While Mansabdar supplied the troops, the emperor maintained a battalion of bodyguards and palace guards. We have already discussed about this. Now, revenue administration, I already said he followed the revenue administration given by Sher Shah, and he appointed Raja Todarmal to carry out certain changes in revenue system. That's why these policies which were introduced by Todarmal, Raja Todarmal, was called Todarmal Bandobast, because the system, revenue system which continued under the rule of Akbar was introduced by Todarmal. That's why this setup was called Todarmal Bandobast. A uniform system of land measurement was introduced. Land was measured with bamboo sticks joined with iron rings called tanabs, and the process was called jarib. After the measurement of land was grouped into good, middling and bad types based on period and cultivation. So you can understand easily that after calculating the production of a particular land for 10 years, the land was divided into different categories like good land, middling lands and the bad type of lands. The good lands where the production was good, they had to pay high taxes, and according to that the other lands also. The state then calculate the average produce of a land for last 10 years. The land revenue was fixed at 1/3 of the average produce. The peasants could pay in cash or kind. They had the freedom. Peasants were also given loans to buy seeds, cattle and other implements. Akbar instructed the revenue officials to be lenient and gentle with the farmers. Remission of land revenue was also granted during times of drought and flood. So this was the Akbar's military and revenue administration.